to what I will continue to be doing, and even more so once my website is completed and I roll out some plans. And I welcome you to join me because I think it's the time. The time is always the time that's right there before us, but really it's the time now to gather ourselves, strengthen our hearts, and learn from these beautiful beings. So, with that in mind, I ask you to quiet your minds and hearts as we prepare to hear today's gospel, which is from St. John, chapter 10, verses 1 through 10. Jesus said, "Amen, amen, I say to you, whoever does not enter a sheepfold through the gate, but climbs over elsewhere, is a thief and a robber. But whoever enters through the gate is the shepherd of the sheep. The gatekeeper opens it for him, and the sheep hear his voice. And as the shepherd calls his own sheep by name and leads them out, when he has driven out all his own, he walks ahead of them, and the sheep follow him, because they recognize his voice. But they will not follow a stranger. They will run away from him, because they do not recognize the voice of strangers." Although Jesus used this figure of speech, the Pharisees did not realize what he was trying to tell them. So Jesus said again, "Amen, amen, I say to you, I am the gate for the sheep. All who came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not listen to them. I am the gate. Whoever enters through me will be saved and will come in and go out and find pasture. A thief comes only to steal and slaughter and destroy. I came so that they might have life and have it more abundantly." So in keeping with this whole theme of who we follow, I would ask you to consider, would you follow someone who is highly intelligent, but also has a high degree of moral foundation? Would you follow this same individual who also creates very strong and lasting bonds based on loyalty? Well, if you were to say yes to that, I'm not so sure you would be following some of the more prominent human figures out in the world today. You would be following, though, a sheep. Yes, that is the characteristics of a sheep. Some feel they are not very smart animals. Some feel that they follow whoever, even though we heard otherwise in the gospel. Some hear that they follow anyone and walk into danger. All of these things are untrue about these beautiful beings. I have met many of them around the world, well, around the country, not the world yet, but around the country where I visited sanctuaries, and they are all beautiful beings. Yes, a little tentative at first until they get to know you, and then once they trust you, they do form that strong bond. Sheep then are absolutely someone who we should try to emulate in a very turbulent world right now. Regardless of what station you put on the TV, you will hear that we are in the most turbulent of times amongst our government parties as ever before. We are also seeing things that unfold in our world which are troublesome to us. It is the time then to follow these beautiful beings and other species like them and gather into our own little flock, if you will, our own little world, where we will find that peace and strengthening of heart that we truly need. Above all else, we heard that very interesting similarity that Jesus put into the gospel, that the sheep follow the shepherd, that they know and trust his voice. Well, then that comes down to the very brass tacks of this entire gospel. We should follow, yes, the sheep and the animals that I say that are influential and can be in our life, but mostly we follow one individual, and that is Jesus. Jesus represents everything that we should follow, and the sheep know this in the gospel as their shepherd, and we should know it too and be as wise as they are. He represents justice, truth, peace, compassion, love, and reaching out to those in need. He is the one we are to follow. And we should do it maybe following the sheep that follow him. That would put us in a very good place. My friends, that's my message for you on this Sunday. As always, I hope it was helpful. If it was, I ask you to share it on your page for others. I always appreciate you joining me, and today is no different. I appreciate you more every day. I wish you all a wonderful Sunday, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Take care, everyone.